really special moment. About a year ago, I contacted local composer Kirk Vogel with interest in commissioning a piece for our music program. I had the opportunity to do the premiere of a piece when I was a high school student, and to this day, when I see that piece performed, it brings back so many memories, and whenever I run into my friends from high school, we always bring it up and talk about it. I wanted to give this opportunity to our students as well, so that they could build those types of memories. Ooh, sorry, I wrote it out and then I got nervous. I want to bring that same spark to our students here at RMS, so now we'll welcome local composer Kirk Vogel to the stage to introduce his piece, Mystery from the Cloudless Sky.
Thank you. First off, I want to say how much fun we've had over the past few weeks working on this piece, and the students have worked so hard, Mrs. Sanders have worked so hard. It's been a joy putting this project together. So you know the title, Mystery from the Cloudless Sky. It's written about an exciting event here in the Johnstown area, and I know you all know about that meteorite that went and hit the ground in 1924. You celebrated a centennial last year about that. It came down in Elwell Cemetery in the middle of a funeral. Imagine the commotion that would create if that happened in 2025. Now imagine what that would have been like in 1924. I took those thoughts, combined them with my experience in the night sky, and wrote this composition, Mystery from the Cloudless Sky. Many people ask me how I write music, and one common way of doing that is to use musical motives. A motive is a small musical idea. It could be melodic or rhythmic. Just think of how many times you've heard someone say, I like the song because of that beat. Well, that beat is basically a musical motive. In Mystery from the Cloudless Sky, there are two main motives. The band will play these two motives for you, and then I challenge you to count how many times you hear one of these two motives. So you're going to hear the first musical motive right now. So the song starts out like that, no introduction, just musical motive right off the bat, and you saw that that happened 4 times right there. So now the second musical motive. You'll hear a lot of that as the piece goes on. Now, there are other musical moments in the piece that are based around the story of the meteorite falling from the sky in Johnstown in 1924. I'm sure people were surprised, and so those two first themes exclaimed excitement, but I think they could also have shown a little bit of fear or been scared about something. That's conveyed in this musical line. Is descending to Earth, so we hear a little bit of that with this descending line. This is also the place in the song where we introduce the flexatone, a musical instrument, an unusual musical instrument from the percussion section, because I'm sure that at least one person back there in 1924 said, I think it's an alien. So this is our alien sound. The middle of the piece introduces a new melody and a new feeling based on my own personal experience watching the night sky and how beautiful and calm those evenings can be. By the way, when that comes around, underneath that is musical motive number 1. So if you're counting musical motive number 1, you'll hear a bunch underneath that too. Okay, the first two themes come around again, this time played in a different key. The first melody changes slightly, telling us the end of the song is coming near. As the piece ends, the people look up, the meteorite comes down, so the band plays either a musical line that goes up or a musical line that goes down, and they meet together at the end, and you hear rhythm number 1, motive number 1, one final time as the composition ends. Here's the premiere performance of Mystery from the Cloudless Sky. Remember, start counting either motive 1 or motive 2.